Okay, here we go. Let me take this cover off. Now this turntable here I'm using is an Audio-Technica LP1240 with a USB facility, but I'm not going to use that for this. And here are some of the items you'll actually need to play a record like this. Because what you're going to do is you're going to have the record playing above the tone arm, because there's no above the tone arm, because there's no way to get the record to fit in here. Yeah, it just isn't going to work. Okay, so many of you not realize this is even possible, but the tone arm head shell will still carry a signal if it's upside down. Now, you're going to need to put the record up, and this is a stack of 29 CDs, which I have packing tape around so they'll stay together. Because if you just stack the CDs on here and put the record on and try to center it, the CDs will slide with each other and it's just going to fall over. It's not going to work very well. Now you want the record, you always want these records to be as centered as you can get it. So in addition to the stack of CDs, this is a pen from a part of a ballpoint pen, and the only requirement for these, I cut it down so that it's the same size as the stack of CDs, and the only requirement is that it has to have at least one end big enough to fit over the center spindle. And in order for it to finish filling out the size of the hole, as this is a lot smaller, is I've taken some duct tape and cardboard and placed it around this so that it will basically keep this stuff centered. And then, okay, you can turn the turntable on and make sure that that's kind of centered, as centered as you can get it. Okay. You can then put the record as centered as you can possibly get it on here. And looking down, you can see the hole where the pin is. And this is a very handy thing to have if you're going to do this. This is a record weight. And you want to try to get it centered. So yes. Okay, that's pretty well centered. Now, seeing as how the cartridge is going to be played with the record groove facing the cartridge, you're not going to want to use your best needles to do this. You can either, perhaps buy a cheap cartridge that you're just going to use for this, or a cartridge that you've replaced but the needle still works enough to play. So now this turntable you want to play backwards actually. So let me stop this. Okay, because that's the way it's going to have to play the record, because it's playing it from underneath. Now, obviously the tone arm tries to go down, so what you're going to do is have the weight in the back go far enough back where the needle tries to go up instead of down. See how it's trying to pull up? And you want, maybe approximately 2 grams or so, depending on what kind of cartridge you use. And then you kind of carefully set it up. Now these transcriptions lead-in grooves don't have a lead-in. You got to sort of push it towards you get to the program. Oh, I need to change. Hold on. Let me use a different cartridge. That was a 78, and that's not going to work. Okay, here we go. of course, you're going to have to undo the lock. It's kind of tricky. This is all a little bit tricky, but sit here, push it in until you get to a groove. Here we go. And it will play this whole disc. The next part of the video will actually show the whole thing playing. Now, of course, like I said, it's going to be hard to keep your needle. That's why I'm saying don't use your best needle. Don't use your $200 needle to do this. And of course, when you're done, you just flip it back over. And of course, I'm not going to show you now, but I'll put back the other cartridge. And that's how you do it. And in the next part of this video, you'll see this whole transcription display. But anyway, thanks for listening. And if you like this, give us a like and share it.